Good morning, everyone. Happy Vlogmas Day 21. It is the solstice. My name's Corrina. I'm coming to you from the Pacific Northwest. It's just surprising to me how fast the solstice, the darkest day of the winter, sneaks up on us. I mean, it's not really going to start getting more light here for another week. Then it'll start getting lighter by about 2 minutes a day. But interestingly, sunrise continues to be later and later. Right now, sunrise is around 8:15 a.m. I think. No, maybe around 8. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I'm walking up to the barn, feed the horses. It feels like it's drizzling a little bit, but we haven't had significant rain since, I think, there's the pond, neighbor lights, the creek, the house and Christmas tree, the barn up ahead. We haven't had significant rain since I think we had the atmospheric river, but things just stay really damp this time of year. The ground primarily. Knitting wise, you saw on my video I was working on the winter motif scarf. The socks, the Nutcracker themed socks I'm at the toe, so should have those finished in a couple days and I can wear them for Christmas. Horses not in their stalls. I see some eyeballs out there in their normal lounging area. So I'm going to feed them breakfast. Good morning. Welcome to the knitting portion of my podcast. I am sitting in a different location because I wanted to share the Christmas tree with you. It is daylight out now, obviously, and I'll be turning off the lights soon. It is the solstice. It's the shortest day of the year for those of us in the northern hemisphere. It feels like in Washington we have more of a solstice week where we have roughly the same number of hours of darkness versus daylight for at least several days. So it's kind of a nice time to feel cozy and kind of welcome that slow period, although it's really hard to do that when you have a busy mind and probably a busy life. And I'm not sure what else I was going to say about that. Well, and goals, I guess that was the other thing I was thinking of. I have particular horse riding goals. I mean, I have knitting goals too. That I just can't meet them during the week when I'm working. I mean, I'm lucky that I work 4 10-hour days, so I get a 3-day weekend every weekend, and I tend to do a lot of knitting and a lot of horsing on those. Speaking of knitting, let me show you what I'm wearing. This is the owl cowl, a pattern by Kay Jones, and the pattern calls for one main yarn, which I believe is this one, and then 6 minis. Or you could probably use scraps. I actually bought yarn for this and was surprised at how much it cost, although I don't know why I would be surprised by now. But the stitch pattern makes this cute little like owl feature right here, which is why she called it the owl cowl. Kay Jones is of the Bakery Bears, so you can go to their website and look at the patterns. I don't think this was a free pattern, but I'm not sure either, so check it out. I mentioned this morning on my way out to feed the horses that I only have the toes left on my socks, and the pattern calls for Kay Jones cottage toe, and I think given the length of my socks, I'm going to have to really abbreviate that. So I'm probably going to start the decrease rounded rounds pretty rapidly in order to finish up. But I need to print the pattern, or at least look at the pattern to see what it says. In the meantime, I've been working on my scarf, the winter motif scarf. So you can see the snowman here and the reindeer here. And then this motif is just kind of a, I don't know, it might be, kind of looks mountainous, I suppose. And then I'm working on this motif here, which is will eventually be a bunch of crosses. So this has been really fun. This is a Pacific Knits Co. pattern. She is a local designer in Seattle and does a lot of patterns with these nifty motifs. Really enjoy it. I'm using scrappy yarn. I'm using one skein of undyed yarn that I got from Polka Dot Creek Advent, which reminds me I get to open Advents tomorrow. It's the last Advents Friday. Although I am thinking of doing the 12 days of Christmas as well, so that'll take us into January. So I'll think about that. I am working next week. I don't have any time off until January 12th. And that's about the time that I'll be getting back to the regular episodes, probably every other week. Although I've certainly done a lot of knitting, so I may be able to do weekly podcasts. I'll figure it out. So anyway, this is a fingering weight, Chuggu red lace size 4 needles, US size 4, and this is double-sided, so it's knit in the round and really fun. The motifs, if you like color work knitting, the motifs are really fun. Highly recommend it. So that's all I have for content for you today. I hope to take Odin out for a walk during lunch, just up the hill to the south of us. But we'll see. We'll see how the day goes. Most of my work colleagues have left for vacation, so the demand for last minute information requests has dwindled a lot, thankfully. Yesterday it was just right until the end of the day, so it was a bit stressful. I did work on, I think I must have worked on my socks last night before bed, because that and this project are the only two, the scarf project are the only two I've been really working on. I still have the Arne Carlos stocking that I'm not going to finish before Christmas, and I have the shawl. So kind of have after I finish the socks, I don't know, maybe I'll start working on the stocking again. That should go pretty fast. And I also have my Riverside sweater that I'm still working on. I hope to finish that in January. I think I've already said it before. That's all I have for you today. So have a great day. Happy solstice, and see you tomorrow.